What's up, guys? Welcome back. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. This is Yo Audible. This is my version of the series that every other YouTuber does on their channel, where people just ask them questions and they feel cool because they can answer questions. Smoke some, drink some. Cheers. I don't think I've called out or shouted out Rockstar Pure Zero Punch yet, but this is a delicious sugar-free zero calorie energy drink that I actually love, and if you're lucky, you can find them for just $1. So like I said, this is Yo Audible. I basically just answer your guys' questions. If you would like me to answer one of your questions in the next video, you can leave it as a comment below, or tweet it at me, Facebook me, Instagram me. Tweet at me though. Twitter is where I'm at 24/7. So if you tweet me, I will 150% see it. Audible_484. Yeezus or at Codeine Fetus says, do you meditate? And if you do, what's your way of doing so? I don't meditate like on a daily basis. If I have a very, very extreme like panic attack, or I'm just really, really in a dark, like depressed state, which does happen occasionally, then I will sit there in the dark, usually in silence, for a very long time. I know meditation is usually where you're not thinking and you're trying to push all the thoughts out of your head. And that's not necessarily what I do in those moments. I think I'm thinking a lot in those moments, but lately I have, in that silence, I've been able to overcome a lot of like mental bullshit, a lot of negative thought patterns. And I would say it's a form of meditation, sort of, for me. But I have and it's actually worked really well, just sitting there thinking and outsmarting myself. It's not like legit meditation, but it is my own form, and it has helped in the past, and I'm hoping it will help in the future. I have meditated legitimately in the past, and it's been amazing, and it's very calming. Just not something I do all the time. Thanks for the question, though. Where's the best place to find your music? Shit, I don't know, dude. For those who know, who've been following me for a couple years now, you guys remember when my laptop got stolen out of my goddamn window? That laptop had every song I've ever made since I was 16 years old. More than 50% of it was not online. It was only on that laptop, and I lost dozens and dozens of songs that I'll never get back, and that was a heartbreaking moment. But it was kind of a eye-opening experience at the same time. It caused me to make, better music, in my opinion. And luckily, a lot of my music was online. The best place to find my music would be on my two YouTube channels, Audible 484 Music, and the other one I think says Audible 484 Music 2. If you just type in Audible 484 Music on YouTube, it should be on there. I do have a SoundCloud, but it's like $15 a month to just be able to have my entire library available. So I haven't paid that in a while, so I don't have everything available on there. But if I do get around to paying that $15, then I will. Then that's another great place. Going forward, though, I am looking into and doing research on how to get a lot of my music onto Spotify. So when that happens, I will update you guys, and you could either follow those YouTube channels or subscribe here. Either way, I will update you guys no matter what. So like I said, those YouTube channels and SoundCloud as of right now, unfortunately. Do I prefer a brewski over weed? From Drewski. Oh, sorry, the last question was from Joe, my bad. This one is from Drewski the Grouch. Do you prefer a brewski over weed? Nah. If I had to choose, I would choose smoking weed over drinking a beer. But there is something about drinking a beer that is just very relaxing, and I enjoy a lot. I love the taste of IPAs for whatever reason. I'm just kind of starting to realize that my sweet spot for alcohol is literally just having one, maybe two IPAs, and that's it. Usually I have this urge to drink more after that second IPA, and that urge is the devil and Satan himself just grabbing a hold of my spine and saying, drink more. And it's like, I'm starting to realize that as time has gone on, that anytime I've drinking more than 2 or 3 beers, whatever, I regret it the next day. So the Game of Thrones series finale showed me that, I made a fool of myself. And then I did it again the following weekend, and I made a fool of myself again. And I've been doing that for years and years and years. And it's just like, I don't know. I'm just starting to realize that I really need to self-discipline myself when it comes to beer and alcohol. And I know that's not what you asked, but I just kind of felt like going into that because I'm just, there's a word there. Crybaby? I don't know. Thank you for the question. Alex Hidalgo, my boy. He says, when's the next album? Dude, I have no idea, man. I feel like I've gotten, there's been moments like where I've gotten like super close to just making an entire album in a week. And then there's times where I'm like, damn, I don't know if I'm ever going to make music again. Just in a really weird place right now with music. It's been almost 2 years. It's approaching on 2 years since I made an album. That's probably the longest I've ever taken, but I have a lot of life that I've lived in those 2 years, and eventually I will put it onto, a solid piece of work. I have a few songs that I'm proud of that I'm, still kind of sitting on. I don't know if they're going to be like album type songs or what, but they might, that's how the Return of the Introvert was. I made one of those songs that, I Just Want to Smoke My Weed song took me like almost 2 years to finally release, but it will come, man. I promise you that. Derelito Chatterboxer says, last one, what's your dream job? My dream job. You hear this? YouTube. If I could have a thriving YouTube channel where I am making enough money to, at the very least, support my family, that is my dream job. If I could wake up every day, make a YouTube video, upload it, and then go about my day, that in and of itself is amazing. Obviously, I'm not putting in the work, in my opinion, to really get there right now. And, I can make excuses here and there, like, I don't have the time, I have to do this and that for my family, and it's true. Oh, this is not framed right. Oh, that's annoying. Oh, that's so bad. I hate that. Oh my gosh, guys. I'm so sorry. Oh man, that's better. Oh, I'm so sorry for that. Anyways, yeah, so having a successful YouTube channel where I can support my family. I don't need to be crazy rich or famous or have 5 million subscribers, something like that. But if I can just, do this and do this full time, this is my dream job right here. Yo, Reese, what's up, Reese? He says, yo, Audible, what is one rave you wish you could have had a part of setting up and curating, and would you enjoy that line of work? When I saw this question, I was actually really excited because it's funny that you say that, because when I worked this last Beyond Wonderland, I got a really big sneak peek, I guess, or a peek into the production behind it. I met a lot of the guys who worked there behind the scenes, and it's just like they work their ass off. A lot of people don't understand like how much work goes into these festivals and the stage setup and the lighting and the audio and everything. It takes weeks for them to set it up. They probably get paid a shitload of money, but it also seems like a type of job where you're traveling a lot, where you probably don't have that much time for your family, and that's the only downside I would see to that job. I think it's really, really cool. It's something I would absolutely love and be interested in doing. It's just that I don't know at this point in my life if it's for me, because I'm just such a homebody and I really can't be away from my family that much. That's just from the outside looking in, though. If I could be totally wrong. Maybe they work an event 1 month and they're off the rest of the, I really don't think so. I think they're just like a traveling team usually. But it's amazing. I have nothing but respect for those guys, and I would love to do it. Maybe in the future. Chris Kringle, the biggest troll on YouTube. Did you ever and do you still think you will get famous? If so, doing what? Top 3 professions maybe. I did, yeah, and I don't know. I feel like I've already gotten famous. I've had enough of a taste of what that's like, if that makes sense. Like I don't care about being famous at all. But I absolutely want to be successful, and because I've already gotten a hint out, like I've been recognized so many times that I can't count. I've had people come up to me crying multiple times, which is insane. And I'm not saying this to pat myself on the back or nothing like that. I'm just saying I've experienced it before. And like I worked with this guy who who told me he watched certain videos, and I was like, wait, do you know about this? And he's like, wait, yeah. He's like, wait, is that you? And it was me. So he had watched my videos before and was a fan of me before, subscribed to me before, and we ended up just randomly working together, and he didn't even realize. So it's like, yeah, I've had those moments. I've had, you know, I felt that feeling, and it's amazing. It's unlike anything else. But because I've had those feelings, and I've have fans, and I have supporters, and I've experienced that, I'm not really interested in taking it much further than that. Like, I'm okay with it. I just want to be successful and financially stable with whatever I do. If I do get famous, I think it will be through YouTube, or if I, you know, end up being, you know, more known, I think it will be through YouTube. The music always, you know, to me, I make better music than I do anything else. And that's not, I feel like I'm just totally patting myself on the back almost this whole video, but I do. I feel like I make better music than I make YouTube videos or do anything. And in my opinion, what is deserved of being the thing that launches me would be the music, but that's also very, very hard. It's a very, very hard field to get into, if not the hardest, one of the hardest in the world. So it's like, I'm not holding my breath, I guess I could say. Over the years, has having and raising a family been more or less difficult, and why? I guess both. In the beginning, it just becomes difficult in different ways. Like now, like I'm content that I'm a father. I'm content that I'm a husband, you know, things like that. But now I'm dealing with trying to raise preteen daughters and dealing with that shit and trying to protect them and teach them the right ways. And now it's like, you know, things just morph and change into different things. And I'm happy. I'm content with where I'm at. And I'm actually really, really proud that I've got to this point. So yeah, thanks for the questions, man. One more. Stento says, have you ever heard of over 350 microgram tabs? In Idaho, I have yet to find a dealer who doesn't claim a ridiculous dose on their tabs. I have not, no. And they, unless they're lab geeks or they get it from a legitimate lab, they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. And that sounds like bullshit to me. Over 350 micrograms is going to fuck you up beyond reason. You will not even be able to physically see, unless you have a crazy high tolerance, you will literally not even be able to see in front of you. It'll almost be like a DMT trip if you take over 350 micrograms at once. I promise you that. I wouldn't even recommend that unless you have an insane tolerance, and even then, like, your tolerance is too high. Maybe you need to take a break. I forget who the fuck says it. Damn it! I always want to bring up this saying. It's a very popular saying about hanging up the phone. Alan Watts. He basically says, when you get the message, hang up the phone. And that's one of the things I've really never talked about too much, but it's amazingly true. You get to a certain point where it's like, there's nothing further that you're going to gain from these experiences, in my opinion. You know, the more you are looking for something, the further away it is. You know, no matter how much acid you take, you're never going to figure out the secret to life. You're never going to know the past. You're never going to know the future. These are things that we just will never know. I feel like people get lost in trying to figure that out. And it's sad and scary. And I was one of them. But luckily, I was able to hang up the phone. Not saying that I'll never take acid again and that I couldn't learn anything from it again. But I definitely heard the message loud and clear back in the day, and I decided to hang up the phone. And now I just occasionally pick it up and say, hey there, buddy, how you doing? Okay, cool, see you later, bye. In the form of microdosing. So this has been amazing. This is a cool, fun, Audible. If you guys enjoyed, please give the video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Smoke some, drink some, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.